Last week was a massive week in the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator with the Game of the Year, Sim Update 7 and Reno Air Races. We're still having the hangover effect, but this week we've got all of the releases and announcements and all the news when it comes to this new sim. So let's jump into the video. Welcome to another Microsoft Flight Simulator update video. This is where we take a look at all the flight sim news, development and releases in one weekly video. Now before we jump into this week's video, 75% of all people that watch this channel aren't subscribed. So if you could help us out, this would be very much appreciated. Please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you know when our next flight sim video goes live. A quick disclaimer this week with all the big launches from last week, the Game of the Year, Sim Update 7 and the Reno Air Races, we don't have a real development update from the Asobo team. So if you're hanging around for that, just stay tuned for this week's news and updates and we'll get back to the development news next week. Kicking off this week's previews and announcements, and the first one goes to the team at PMDG as they announced that the 737 won't meet its release date before Christmas. The team is now looking at releasing sometime in January with a possible slip to February. The product could be released now, they mentioned, but the team want the 737 to be completely polished. There was some good news as the team did hint a little bit about price and mentioned it will be sub 100 USD price could be achieved. We are expecting to hear more news about the 737 in the lead up to its release, and of course we're going to keep you posted, but for now, not going to be in your Christmas stockings this year. Aeroplane Heaven releases a sneak peek video of its in development of the P51D Mustang. The Mustang was announced earlier this year, but we haven't heard much since then. Once released the P51, it will come with 15 liveries between military and civilian options. The Aeroplane Heaven video is about 7 minutes long and it goes into great detail about the aircraft. And if you're a P51 fan, I highly recommend checking it out. And of course, we'll leave a link in the description below. Orbex this week's announces Mackay Airport. Mackay Airport is a medium-sized airport and it serves carriers such as Qantas, QantasLink, Virgin Australia and Jetstar, and it is located far north in Queensland, Australia. Some of the features that have been included on the list is 15cm aerial imaging covering the airport and immediate surrounding areas, detailed rendition of the airport with ultra-high resolution textures, custom ground poly, terraforming of the runways, PBR textures. Now there's no release date yet, but knowing Orbex, if they are announcing it, we should see it released in a few days if they go on their previous form. Moving on to this week's releases, and the first one goes to the team at Sim Skunk Works as they finally released their Lockheed Martin TF404G Starfighter. This iconic jet aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator is a very detailed simulation with nearly every detailed system has been modeled, including a RF-15 radar. The Starfighter was known as a very difficult aircraft to master and it claimed many pilots' lives, and it was known as the Widowmaker. Some systems that come with the Starfighter are a single track target, ground map spoilers and terrain avoidance systems. Not too many features were mentioned other than the Starfighter, but it does come with 700 pages worth of manual, so I'm thinking the aircraft is going to be pretty detailed. You can pick up your copy of the Starfighter from Sim Skunk Works directly from the Orbex store. I'll leave a link in the description below. In the next release for the week goes to the team at Black Box Simulations. This week releases its Scottish Aviation Bulldog. The Black Box mentions they have created a whole new Bulldog for Microsoft Flight Simulator from the ground up. The package comes with both the T1 and the SK61 variants. Each variant has a different panel layer with options for a Garmin, GPS and real-world liveries. Some of the features included with the Bulldog is a full electrical system, volumetric lights, custom sound set, 3D modeling of all the gauges, PBR textures and 10 real-world liveries. You can pick up your copy of the Bulldog from Black Box Simulations directly from their store. Again, I'll leave a link in the description below. And in another release this week goes to the team at FS Dream Team, and they released Charlotte Douglas Airport. Charlotte Douglas Airport is the 5th busiest airport in the US and is situated back in Northern Carolina, and it sees over 25 million passengers a year, with American Airlines is its biggest base airline with flights all over North America, the Caribbean and South America. Features include with this release is PBR textures. It has the new CLT terminal and the new CLT control tower, full dynamic lighting, custom jetways, and you can pick up your copy of the Charlotte Douglas Airport directly from the FS Dream Team website. Again, I'll leave a link in the description below. Moving on to the area where we would have a bunch of development news, but again, we're suffering from a hangover from Sim Update 7, Reno Air Races, and the Game of the Year. But it's also Black Friday and Cyber sales. So again, this time of the year, Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales are all over the place. And yes, even in the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator, in the marketplace, they have over 400 plus items up for grabs. Even the PMDG DC-6 that was just released in the marketplace is on sale as well. So if you've been holding out for that special aircraft or airport, this might be a time to pick up that one and get it at a great steal. Highly recommend checking out. There's massive discounts. If you enjoyed this cut down version of this week's video, please hit that like button. And if you are one of the 75% of people that aren't subscribed to the channel, please help us out. Would be much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you know when our next video goes live. It's much appreciated. Stick around. We're going to leave you with another one of our favorite Flight Simulator videos here. Why don't you click the link and we'll see you over in that one.